the song is almost more important than the singer. A great song can make a worst singer in the world a star, but a bad song can't be saved by the best singers on the planet. And I'm glad I learned that a long time ago, because songs are powerful, man. They don't play.
Quincy Delight Jones Jr., born March 14, 1933, and died on November 3, 2024, was an American record producer, songwriter, composer, arranger, and film and television producer. His career spanned over 70 years, with 28 Grammy Awards, 1 out of 80 nominations, and a Grammy Legend Award in 1992. Quincy had an estimated net worth of $500 million at the time of his death. Early life. Quincy Delight Jones Jr., born on March 14, 1933, in Chicago's South Side, is a renowned American musician, producer, and cultural icon with a remarkable family history. His parents were Sarah Francis, a bank officer, and Quincy Delight Jones Sr., a semi-professional baseball player and carpenter from Kentucky. Jones's family history is rich and complex. His paternal grandmother was a former slave from Louisville, and, with the help of author Alex Haley and genealogists, he later traced his heritage to French Huguenots and a relative of poet Sidney Lanier. His DNA testing also revealed a blend of African and European ancestry, with English, French, Italian, and Welsh roots. His mother's lineage is primarily West and Central African, linked to the Takar people of Cameroon. Quincy's early years were deeply influenced by his family's struggles and his mother's mental illness, which led her to a mental institution when he was young. His father remarried Elvira Jones, who had 3 children, and the family eventually grew to include 6 more children. The family moved from Chicago to Bremerton, Washington, in 1943, where Quincy's father took a job at the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. After the war, they settled in Seattle, where Quincy attended Garfield High School. His interest in music was sparked by his mother, who sang religious songs, and a neighbor, Lucy Jackson, who played stride piano. By high school, he was already honing his skills as a trumpeter and arranger, performing in a National Reserve band with his friend Charles Taylor. At age 14, Quincy met Ray Charles, then a 16-year-old blind musician, at the Black Elks Club. Charles became an early mentor, inspiring Jones with his resilience and talent. Jones admired his father's hardworking and supportive nature, which instilled in him a strong work ethic, exemplified by his father's motto, "Once a task is just begun, never leave until it's done." In 1951, Jones earned a scholarship to Seattle University but transferred after 1 semester to the Berklee College of Music in Boston on a scholarship. There, he played in local clubs, honing his skills and learning from influential musicians like Bunny Campbell and Preston Sandiford. Jones left Berklee to join Lionel Hampton's band as a trumpeter, arranger, and pianist, which launched his professional career. Touring with Hampton, he showcased his talents for arranging, a skill that soon opened doors for him in New York City. In New York, Jones's career took off as he secured freelance work arranging music for some of the biggest names in jazz, including Ray Charles, Sarah Vaughan, Dinah Washington, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, and Gene Krupa. This period solidified his reputation as a gifted arranger and musician. Over the years, Quincy Jones became known not only for his technical skills, but also for his creative collaborations across genres and his profound impact on American music and culture. His life and career exemplify a journey from modest beginnings to global influence, shaped by resilience, heritage, and a passion for musical innovation. Personal life. Jones never learned to drive, citing his involvement in a car crash at age 14 as the reason. Jones revealed that Ray Charles introduced him to heroin at 15, although he stopped using after 5 months. He is a believer in astrology. In regard to religion, he stated in February 2018 that he believes in a God that opposes the love of money but dismisses the notion of an afterlife. He holds a negative opinion of the Catholic Church, believing it is built upon the notions of money and fear, smoke, and murder. Jones claimed to have knowledge of the truth of the Kennedy assassination, stating his belief that mobster Sam Giancana was responsible, as well as outing sexual relationships Marlon Brando had with James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Marvin Gaye. In the same interview, Jones claimed he dated Ivanka Trump despite expressing disdain for her father. He later apologized for the interview after a family intervention with his 6 daughters, blaming the things he said on word vomit. In 1974, Jones developed a life-threatening brain aneurysm, leading to a decision to reduce his workload to spend time with his friends and family. Since his family and friends believed Jones's life was coming to an end, they started to plan a memorial service for him. He attended his own service with his neurologist by his side, in case the excitement overwhelmed him. Some of the entertainers at his service were Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye, Sarah Vaughan, and Sidney Poitier. He had 2 brain surgeries, and after the second was warned to never play the trumpet again, because if he blew a trumpet in the ways that a trumpet player must, the clip would come free and he would die. He ignored that advice, went on tour in Japan, and one night after playing trumpet had a pain in his head. Doctors said the clip in his brain had nearly come loose, as they'd warned, and Jones never played trumpet again. Jones was married 3 times and has 7 children with 5 different women. He was married to Jerry Caldwell from 1957 to 1966, and they had a daughter named Jolie. He had a brief affair with Carol Reynolds, and they had a daughter named Rachel. He was later married to Swedish actress Ulla Andersson from 1967 to 1974, and they had a daughter named Martina and a son named Quincy, who also became a music producer. The day after his divorce from Andersson, Jones married American actress Peggy Lipton. They had 2 daughters, Kidada, who was born before they were married, and Rashida, both of whom became actresses. Jones and Lipton divorced in 1990. He later dated and lived with German actress Nastasia Kinski from 1991 to 1995, and they had a daughter named Kenya, who became a fashion model. In 1994, rapper Tupac Shakur criticized Jones for having relationships with white women, prompting Jones's daughter Rashida to pen a scathing open letter in response, which was published in The Source. Jones's daughter Kidada developed a romantic relationship with Shakur and had been living with him for 4 months at the time of his death, and were even engaged. Real estate. In December 1986, Quincy paid $3 million for a home in Bel Air. That's the same as around $7 million today. He sold this property in 2005 for $5.4 million after completing construction on a 25,000 square foot compound, also in Bel Air. This house today is easily worth north of $25 to $30 million. Career. Quincy Jones's career and influence are monumental, spanning over 7 decades in the music and entertainment industries. Born on March 14, 1933, in Chicago, he began his professional journey as a musician, traveling with jazz band leader Lionel Hampton on a European tour in 1953. Jones soon established himself in New York, playing second trumpet on stage show in 1956 and performing with young Elvis Presley during his first television appearances. Shortly after, he worked as a trumpeter and musical director for Dizzy Gillespie, touring the Middle East and South America. Following his return, Jones began recording under ABC Paramount and furthered his musical education in Paris under esteemed instructors Nadia Boulanger and Olivier Messiaen. During this time, he also directed music for the record label Barclay and toured with his own big band, the Jones Boys. Despite his musical successes, Jones faced financial hardship in the 1960s due to the high costs of supporting a large ensemble. He learned the hard way about the financial challenges in music. Supported by a loan from Irving Green, head of Mercury Records, Jones transitioned into a pivotal role as vice president at Mercury, making him the first African American in such an executive role. His work with Mercury led him to film scoring, starting with The Pawnbroker in 1964. This launched a highly successful career, composing nearly 40 film scores, including In the Heat of the Night, and Cold Blood, and The Italian Job. His television work included creating the iconic theme for Sanford and Son and scoring other notable shows. Jones's career flourished in the 1960s and 1970s, producing popular jazz and pop records and working with stars like Ella Fitzgerald, Frank Sinatra, and Sarah Vaughan. He produced hit singles for Leslie Gore and explored his own musical creativity in albums like Walking in Space and Gula Madari. His 1962 composition Soul Bossa Nova gained renewed fame decades later as the theme for Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery. By the 1970s, he founded Quest Productions and collaborated with artists like Michael Jackson, producing Thriller in 1982, the highest-selling album of all time. He also produced The Color Purple in 1985, marking his film-producing debut and introducing Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey to cinema. In 1985, Jones organized the recording of We Are the World to raise funds for Ethiopian famine relief, gathering some of the biggest names in music and earning a global impact. Jones's production influence expanded with Quest Entertainment, which led to successful TV shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, launching Will Smith's career. He collaborated with David Salzman to form Quincy Jones/David Salzman Entertainment, and they co-produced events like Bill Clinton's 1993 inauguration concert. Jones continued innovating into the 2000s, publishing an autobiography, Q, in 2001 and co-founding Playground Sessions in 2010 to teach piano through interactive software. In 2017, he launched Quest TV, the first subscription-based video platform dedicated to jazz and global music. His extensive achievements encompass musical mentorship, television production, and education, making Jones one of the most influential figures in modern American music and culture. Death. Jones died at his home in Bel Air, Los Angeles, on November 3, 2024, at the age of 91. Rest in peace, Quincy Delight Jones. You may have gone, but you will never be forgotten. Thank you for watching, and kindly don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video to family and friends.